There was a second Earth. A mirror of our own. Same atmosphere. Same oceans. Same continents. But what we found there was not the future of life. It was its nightmare. It started with a blip, an atmospheric anomaly on Kepler 1132b. NASA's deep observation satellites picked it up. Oxygen levels, nitrogen ratios, even electromagnetic pulses. All signs pointed to the impossible, life. Complex life. And then came the silhouette. A shadow, captured for just 4.3 seconds by our AI-driven telescope, of something large. Walking upright. Not a machine. Not a drone. Something organic. By month's end, we had our mission. Project Gaia Mirror. I was chosen as one of the 8 crew members to land on Kepler 1132b. I'm Dr. Lena Cortez, evolutionary biologist. My job was to study the planet's biosphere. The others were Commander Ridge Thomason, Lieutenant Arya Malik, Dr. Niels One, xenobotanist, Isaac Blair, pilot, Dr. Kim Okoye, medical lead, Communications Officer Luis Lu Reyes, and finally, Warren Fisk, a military liaison. Unofficially, a trigger-happy babysitter. It was supposed to be a 6-month mission. But none of us made it past week 2. When we landed, it was surreal. The air was breathable. Thick, damp, and laced with a musky scent like wild herbs and metal. The trees looked familiar until you looked closer. Their bark pulsed, like it was breathing. Leaves moved independently, twitching slightly even when there was no wind. We ran tests. Everything pointed to Earth-like evolution, just ask you. There were no mammals. No birds. No bugs. But the ground was alive. Veins beneath the soil, twitching fibers in the trees, and plants that reacted faster than they should. One flower snapped shut the moment my boot touched a nearby root. Isaac joked, "It's like Earth after a few million years of madness." He wasn't far off. 2 days into exploration, we found what we thought was a cave. But it wasn't rock. It was bone. A giant hollow rib cage, half buried in the soil. It stretched at least 30 meters. Not fossilized, fresh. Some pieces were still slick. Whatever died here was massive. And bipedal. Ridge ordered perimeter drones around the area. I collected samples from inside the rib nest, while Dr. Wen took soil samples. Inside, there were egg-like pods. 3 had burst open. 2 were still sealed shut, throbbing faintly. That night, one of them hatched. It got into the perimeter. I was asleep in the lab tent when alarms blared. My first thought was a storm. But when I stepped out, I saw movement, low to the ground, fast, erratic. Fisk opened fire. Something screamed. And then silence. We found it bleeding under one of the survey drones. A small creature, no bigger than a dog. Bipedal, translucent skin, and black eyes like marbles. It had no mouth. No ears. But it moved with eerie intelligence. Dr. Okoye wanted to preserve it for study. Ridge agreed. We sedated it and locked it in a containment pod. But that wasn't the end of it. The next morning, Wen didn't report for duty. We found him half a kilometer east, inside a patch of violet fern-like plants. He was unconscious, face pale, veins swollen like worms under his skin. Next to him, the ground had opened up, like a carnivorous pit. The ferns weren't plants. They were a neural mat. Part of something larger. It had tried to pull Wen in. We airlifted him back to base. Okoye ran tests. Something had entered his bloodstream. Not a virus, not bacteria, some kind of living protein that responded to electrical impulses. That night, the creature we'd captured escaped. Security footage showed it melting through the containment cell. Not breaking out, melting. As if its body reconfigured to seep through gaps no wider than a pencil. Warren and Ridge went after it with thermal scanners. They found nothing. Until morning. A shape stood at the edge of the forest. Tall. Too tall. The same black eyes. But now it had limbs like tree branches. It watched. Unmoving. Warren fired. The shape split into pieces and vanished. Ridge called for immediate extraction. But Earth didn't respond. Lou picked up a signal on our long-range comms. Not static. A voice. It sounded human, almost. But the cadence was wrong. Repetitive. A phrase, looped again and again. We see you. We grow through you. Stay. We triangulated the source. It came from beneath the planet's surface. 0.2 kilometers east, where tectonic scans showed nothing. I begged Ridge not to send a team. He went anyway. Only 2 came back. The hole wasn't a tunnel, it was an esophagus. Lined with fibrous membranes that pulsed and twitched. They went in thinking it was a cave. But it breathed. Inside, they found structures, organic, like coral fused with circuits. And writing. Glyphs made from nerve endings. Louise said it wasn't a message. It was a memory. The planet remembered. It recorded. And now it knew us. When woke up screaming, his veins turned black. He begged us to kill him. Okoye sedated him, but his body convulsed unnaturally, like something else was trying to move it. Hours later, he vanished from the med bay. The cameras caught nothing. Then we heard him whispering in the forest. He wasn't alone. More shapes had come. Some mimicked our faces. Our voices. I discovered the truth during a final drone survey. This planet wasn't a host. It was the organism. Everything, the trees, the ground, even the atmosphere, was part of a singular biological network. Like a planetary brain. And we weren't explorers to it. We were a virus. So it fought back. But not with weapons. With adaptation. It learned from us. Took our DNA. Our speech. Our fears. One wasn't infected. He was overwritten. Ridge tried one last comm burst. A desperate ping to Earth. No reply. Then our backup shuttle vanished. No crash site. No debris. Just gone. We tried to hike west. To the mountains. But the terrain changed. Literally. The same tree appeared over and over again. The planet was shifting under us. It didn't want us to leave. If you're hearing this, my name is Dr. Lena Cortez. I am the last survivor of Project Gaia Mirror. Everyone else is gone. Or changed. I saw Fisk dissolve into the soil. I heard Lou whisper my name from inside a tree. I don't know how long I've been here. Time warps. Daylight flickers like a faulty bulb. The planet has learned my memories. It speaks to me now. In my voice. It shows me images of Earth. Of my childhood. My mother's face. But it's not kindness. It's assimilation. I am uploading this final log to our deep satellite relay. It should reach Earth in 82 days. Do not come here. Do not follow our path. Earth has a twin. But it is not our reflection. It is our replacement.